are some facts. This is from the American Immigrant Council.org. $409 billion. That is the estimated amount spent since 2003 by the U.S. federal government on agencies that carry out immigration enforcement. Look at this fucking chart. $3.43 billion, literally just for immigration detention centers. Then $840 million just designated to U.S. immigration court systems. And then $424 million designated to asylum division. That is fucking outrageous. Since 1994, the annual budget of the U.S. Border Patrol has increased from $400 million to $7.3 billion. Adjusted for inflation, that is an increase of more than 765%. Since 2003, CBP's budget, including both Border Patrol and operations at ports of entry, has increased from $5.9 billion to $19.6 billion. Adjusted for inflation, that is an increase of 144%. Now I'm going to show you a specific article that discusses the impacts that our economy will see is going to affect us for years to come with these Gestapo raids and disappearances and kidnappings. This is from the National Immigration Law Center, okay? Our mass deportations are forecast to reduce our nation's gross domestic product, GDP, a measure of the overall economy, by more than 7% in the next 3 years, greater than the damage to the U.S. economy during the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009, when the country's GDP fell by more than 4%. According to one estimate, if the administration succeeds in its staggering and inhumane goal of removing 4 million people over the next 4 years, there would be 2.6 million fewer jobs for U.S.-born workers. So remember how we kept hearing, oh, well, it's all about how undocumented people are stealing our jobs. I don't fucking think so. Communities are also seeing the ramifications of this cruelty in the prices they pay for food and housing. Economics have estimated that deporting 1.3 million immigrants would increase prices 1.5% in the next 3 years. Deporting 8.3 million immigrants in that time would increase prices by more than 9%. This is greater than the inflation the United States saw from 2019 to 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic, when prices went up less than 8% over 3 years. Immigrants are essential to the U.S. economy, paying almost $580 billion in taxes annually, including massive contributions to federal, state, and Social Security taxes. Contrary to this administration's claims, undocumented immigrants contribute far more to Social Security than they receive. In 2022, for example, they contributed $26 billion in Social Security taxes, despite being ineligible to receive the benefits they pay for. More than 1 million immigrants work in essential healthcare jobs in the United States, and 1/3 of them are undocumented. In some states, immigrants comprise 1/3 of all healthcare sector workers. The Trump administration is stripping more than 1 million TPS holders of their immigration status, 50,000 of whom work in healthcare. 500,000 immigrants with humanitarian parole have also had their status terminated. The administration's actions to strip people of lawful status will shrink the healthcare workforce, causing additional strain to an already overburdened system. Our population is aging at an unprecedented rate, and within the next 5 years, 20% of the country's residents will be of retirement age. Studies show that our healthcare system is not prepared for the demands of caring for this population. We are already seeing the harm unfolding across the healthcare sector. Long-term care providers have indicated they will need to increase costs for residents due to labor shortages, given that immigrants comprise 28% of the direct care workforce for long-term care. 50% of nursing homes in the United States have reported that they have had to stop accepting residents because they lack the staff to care for them. Families are finding that longtime caretakers who previously were authorized to work can no longer work no longer provide care to their loved ones. Given the number of immigrants that contribute to our healthcare system, we are losing an essential part of the vital labor force that cares for the people we love. These disruptions don't just happen to individuals or isolated groups of people. The effects of mass deportation undermine the harm of overall health of entire communities. Republicans in this administration have chosen to allocate more than $170 billion to this violent anti-immigrant apparatus. That money could easily be used to uplift the health of our residents by covering health care for millions of veterans, hiring 1 million elementary school nurses, or hiring almost 900,000 nurses. It's important to share this data because I don't think people understand that not only is what the Gestapo doing is harming people because they're fucking inhumane fucks, but it's going to affect your lives in other ways as well. So for people who are saying, why do you give a fuck about immigrants? Not only am I a daughter of an immigrant, but on top of that, I care because this is going to ruin the economy of the United States. This is going to ruin our healthcare system. This is going to ruin our food. We will have food shortages because of it. Everything about this affects you, whether you like it or not.